Hey people, for Before Adventures trip ratings, we're going to tell you how we rate trips so you know what to expect if you're thinking of coming on a trip. You might wonder why we're focusing on the vehicles at the moment, because that's the most relevant thing to the trip ratings. But we had this bit of a thing going where I could pretty much tell you that if it's the 150 Prado, which is fairly new, you're fairly safe, you can come on a trip. You're probably not going to get any damage on the vehicle, but it's always possible, there's no guarantees. If I was in the 120 Prado, we love it, we keep it clean, it's beautiful and it's our favourite, but we do use it for off-road, so there's always a risk. It's got things like all-terrain tyres, a decent lift, heavy-duty side steps, and all the K-on underbody protection that it needs for the fuel tank and the sump guards. It was pretty knocked around the rear bar and at the side flares here, both sides. Not too bad, but pretty bad. Until recently I reversed over a small Kia and then it all got fixed under insurance. Of course it wasn't my fault, so don't worry about that. But the problem is now, where before it was the 150 Prado means you're safe, we'll call it an easy trip. This one would be a medium to possibly challenging trip. You're reasonably safe, but you could sustain some damage. There's always a risk. But the Hilux, basically, it was going to be, this is Captain Risky. You should be right, but you know, if there's something to have a go at, we might have a go. So it's higher risk, you know, on the care factor. So this is the problem, right? We got this one all fixed up, the 120, and we went, okay, we've got to really look after this now, because look at it, it's all beautiful there, all new bar and flares and paintwork, and it had new mud flaps, so I didn't want to damage those. But the problem you got is, what I've done is I've just gone and put the old ones back on. So what that does is, and these aren't the original set, they were replaced a few years ago. This increases the danger factor, I've got to tell you. Now, I want to keep the paintwork good, so you don't have to worry about that. You can see she's beautiful, it needs a polish and all that, but we do look after it. So for this trip tomorrow, it is the 120 Prado. So we'll call it mediocre. We've got no winch, we've got 31-inch tyres, we've got a decent lift, we've got underbody protection, and it's got a front ARB air locker, which works really well, transforms the vehicle when it's applied at the right times. But don't worry, don't fear. We still love it and we want to look after it. Look at it, it's beautiful. We're not taking out to wreck it, but just to give you an idea of a bit of a track rating for tomorrow and in general. If you missed out on knowing about this trip, perhaps you should go to For Before Adventures on Facebook, the group, join it, answer the questions, get into the group and turn all notifications on, and perhaps regularly check the group, because there's going to be a number of trips over this lot of holidays up until at least the end of January, so stay tuned. And even if you're not living in Victoria, you could even be on holidays and join a trip, or you might just watch the entertainment and what goes down on our YouTube channel, For Before Adventures, where you are now. Thanks for watching and listening. So what we'll do, we'll just quickly run through some of the recovery gear and some of the details for tomorrow. So one of the most important things you can see in the picture, it's always there on both the Prados, the shovel is always in place. I've said it before and I'll say it again, convoy procedures, have a bit of a Google, see what convoy procedures you can come up with. There's a few different versions. We're a bit general, something like that will do. The main one being, do not lose the vehicle behind you. You are responsible to make sure they know which way you went. Probably should have a first aid kit. You need to be able to let your tyres down. You should probably have a fire extinguisher, airline compressor to pump up your tyres, deflator to let them down. Fridge full of cold drinks and some food. I'm not going to organise much in the way of food, so please supply me something for lunch. I was sort of joking, but you know, not really. Plenty of spare water. So we've got a 20 litre jerry can here. It's got water in it. So we've got water and we've also got spare water in other places. A towel in case you end up getting wet. Always carry shorts, and that spare set of Crocs is always there in case you have a blowout. An equaliser strap and some shackles to connect that to the vehicle. And of course, a snatch strap or a tow strap, at least something like that. If you're going to plan on getting yourself stuck somewhere, we need to have your gear available to recover you. No bananas needed, but make sure you've got a nice easy recovery hitch. If you've got a tow bar tongue, please take it out, because all you do is just you get hung up on it and hit it and whatever, damages the tracks, no big deal, but it just looks ridiculous going forward driving with the tow bar on. Please take it off. In case you get a flat tyre, something like one of these Pack Off-Road jack bases, which you can pick up from Trevor Ryan, dirt road 4x4. Perhaps carry your max trucks, generally used for sand, but depending what you're planning to do or how capable your vehicle is, the max trucks could come in handy. So if you've got them, you might as well throw them in. If you want some, you can also get those from Trevor, dirt road 4x4. I think he keeps them in stock. You could probably just pop past and pick some up. Chainsaws come in handy because I've organised the trip, put in the time, and I'll be concentrating on leading the trip. I don't want to be collecting firewood, clearing tracks or anything unnecessary that the rest of the crew can take care of. So if you've got some sort of a saw or a chainsaw, please bring that, and when called upon, whip it out and cut up that tree. Make sure you've got gloves, safety goggles, and all the other safety gear that you might want to use with a chainsaw for safety purposes, obviously. You might need to bring a little butane burner to cook up some lunch. For me, just joking. You're planning on wearing shorts and socks and boots, that's great. You might want some of these to cover your socks so all those things don't fall down into your boots. Hey, just ideas now. You might want to wear some sunscreen or bring some sunscreen, wear a hat, this sort of thing, and of course your sunglasses. We're getting a bit silly now, aren't we? Don't forget to turn your snorkel head backwards so you're not sucking all that dust, and you don't need to stay that close to people that you're sucking all their dust. Try and stay out of it a bit, and therefore another reason to remind you again, please do not lose the vehicle behind you, and don't bother slowing down to see if they're lost because they're just trying to stay out of your dust. So keep driving at whatever safe speed you're comfortable with driving, staying out of the dust from the vehicle in front of you, and only worry about the vehicle behind you if you've come to a turn or an option in the road. Let them know we're going left, right, or please wait there till they catch up, letting them know I'll just wait for you. Unless they say, yep, no, I know where you're going, just keep moving, because every time we wait, the longer the convoy, the more people catching up, going again and all that. It just slows everything down, right? Which is fine, but we can do it as efficient as possible. So what we're going to do, final details of the trip, we put a event on the group 4x4 Adventures. So if you're planning on attending, if you haven't already, please press going. Don't bother pressing maybe. No joking around, all right? And otherwise you'll get banned. We'll ban you. You'll be deleted. See you later, you know? Look, basically, let's try and all get to MELTON MACCAS by 7:30. I'm keen to get going early, you know? But then again, I'll probably wake up in the morning and it'll be cold and raining. So look, I organised a couple of showers just to keep that dust down and keep your air filters clean. It'll probably work all right for a little bit in the morning, but if the sun comes out, we could be in trouble. I'm thinking no big stress. I know some people have to come from further away, but I know they like getting up early anyway. Get an early start to the day is the best way. And we're not in any hurry to get back. So if you're on any sort of time restriction, please let me know at the start of the day when we're at MACCAS. Say, hey, Ant, I really need to be home by whatever, at whatever suburb, so I can give you an idea. You might want to get out of here, you know, and feel free to remind me throughout the day as it gets closer to that time. And if you're not in a hurry, that's cool. We're not going to stay until midnight, but we'll just see how we go, see how the day goes. If we're having a good time, then it'd be a shame to end it any earlier than we need to. But if we're over it and we've had enough at 3 or 4 o'clock, then we'll pull the pin. If we're having a good time, you know, we could end up at the pub for dinner. It could be a late one at the pub too, right? So keep that in mind. I reckon that's not a bad idea. Greendale pub for dinner at about 6 or 7 p.m, something like that. So there's a possibility. There's other pubs around other towns as well. So all lots of possibilities, but I'm starting to think that being this time of the year between Christmas and New Year, who's in a hurry? Nobody. Hopefully you don't have to go to work. If you're coming out on a Thursday, I don't think you need to go to work on a Friday. So let's go to the pub for dinner, right? Everyone can shout me a few drinks and a meal. I'm just joking again, maybe. Maybe I'll shout yous all, okay? Whatever. We'll just see, but you know, we've got to get the specials menu, okay? The cheap one. No, it's all good. Just joking around. Okay, so I think we're all set. Let's try and get there by 7:30. How about this? This is probably a good idea. In the morning at 7 a.m, everybody that's coming, I hope you watch this video to the end. This will be an interesting test to see how patient people are and how much they want to be on channel, making sure they've ticked all the boxes. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m, no earlier, no later. Please text me if you're coming from your mobile number to my mobile number, 0490-261-013. Did I just say that? 0490-261-013. Yeah, you'll look it up. You'll have it anyway. I'm sure it's stored in your phone. Crazy if it isn't. Anyway, just text me, say, hey, Anth, So if it's 7 o'clock, just pull over on the side of the road or get your passenger to text or whatever you're going to do. Say, "Hand, just let you know I'm confirming I am coming today. And my ETA is," and you've got it in Google Maps, and it'll tell you what time you're going to be at the MACCAS at Melton, at the east end of Melton. East, not west. That's as you're coming out of Melbourne, the first exit that says Melton. You come around that bend to the left and you go off that exit. Then you turn right, you go over the bridge. Then you come down the hill, you come to a roundabout. It's pretty much right in front of you. You can't really miss it, okay? So in that car park, there's a little car park on the left side where we can line them up all the way along there. We can fit 10 or 15 cars if we need to. I'm expecting about 10 cars as usual. That's just the way I plan it. There's a few people who might have missed this message. You get that, you know, we can't try too hard or we'll have 30, 40 cars. You know, "Oh, give me some notice, a week or two, forget it, we'll have 100 cars. We can't do that. You know, the target is, it's nice to keep it under 10. We can handle a few over 10, but we can't have 20 cars, unfortunately. It's just not going to work out too well. Throughout the day, it's going to be a bit slow and annoying for everyone. So just trying to explain everything for everyone. Hope you got some information out of this one. Look forward to your text in the morning, 7 a.m. If you don't watch the videos and you don't watch to the end like now and you don't text me, don't be surprised when we all leave at 7:40. And you know, I'm not saying we're leaving at 7:40, we might be leaving at 7:30. So please be there by 7:30. And that's why you send me the message at 7 with your ETA. So then I can go, okay, oh, he's going to be 5 minutes late. Don't try the 30 or 40 or 50 minutes late. We can't wait. We've got all these people there. They don't want to sit around waiting for an hour, half an hour, whatever. So I'm telling you now, all the time, subscribe, turn the bell on, watch the video till the end to make sure you get all the details. Like right now, it's on the event. I'm pretty sure the event said 7 or 7:30. I'm giving you the rundown. I don't care what time you get there, but I'm thinking that I might get there about 7:30 and pretty much be there 5 minutes and let's get out of there. We can talk on the UHF channel 10. There you go, UHF channel 10. There'll be a bit of chit chat, yibba, whatever around Melbourne. As we move out a bit further away, it'll quieten down, and that is the 4x4 channel officially. So that's the one I like to use. That's what you'll normally catch me on if you're out on the tracks and you see any of our vehicles and you want to communicate, check channel 10. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the morning. See ya.